Hello, everyone, and welcome to enCRYPTID, everyone's favorite cryptozoology podcast that I know of. Honestly, I need to check out more. But the man who knows all about cryptozoology podcasts, I'm going to flip the script a little bit and introduce our buddy Justin first. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. You excited to talk about some hellhounds?
I am. The large black beasts with their flaming red eyes and their horribleness.
Yes, that's something we can all look forward to. And the man with the plan is our own. Oh my God, you have so many nicknames, dude. Jersey Devil, Cal.
I'm making my way to 1,000. We're gonna get there eventually, but yes, hello, welcome. Well, it's only 991 more to go, so we're almost there. I'm glad we can actually piggyback off of last week's topic of the Grim in a way and bring it into Hellhounds, which is a more popular and more known topic. So that's cool. And I love the hat, by the way. I just noticed it now. It's Kingdom Hearts, isn't it?
Yeah, Joe and Ashley got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
So, thanks,
And
Joe and
I
Ashley.
think they are in the chat, so we can say hi to Joe and Ashley in the chat as well as Billy.
Hello, Billy.
Hi, Billy. So, do we have any birthdays this week?
No, unfortunately, we have no birthdays. I mean, there are birthdays, but
Wrong.
what?
We don't need to load up the graphic, but you don't watch this. But happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom. I'm going to load up the graphic because it's simple to bring up. Here it is. To Mrs. Bennett,
Okay.
happy birthday. Have a legendary birthday.
Ooh, Sean.
Good stuff.
So we got it in
Just
there.
kidding. And do we have a creature creation this week?
Yeah, Cryptic Creation. Yes, we do. Thanks to Janine again at Janine DeBean and at G9 Designs. Remember, you can buy all her designs that she showed throughout the season at her store on a shirt, a mug, anything. It looks great anywhere. This week's her Cryptic Creation is of a Hellhound and it looks very good. Check it out.
Nice.
The glowing red eyes and the fire. It's so cool. Oh, man. She's always does a great job. And next week, I can't wait to see where next week thing is. But, you know, we'll talk about that later in the episode. But this, I really like this one too, man. This is so cool. So make sure you check out G9 Designs or at Janine DeBean on Twitter. And you can find her designs there to purchase.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I think we all know what time it is. Time we all take a little trip.
Yep. We're going to have to tour the lore. So here I go. Tour the lore. We look back at the history or the background of the creature of the week, which today is the Hellhound.
Toward the Lord.
Yeah. We need Tom's like music, like his like background music for those sections. I think that'd make it good. Like, you know, have your music, the news for OSP and Chill.
Throw them up on
What I
iTunes.
have to do is I'll have to get up and walk across the room and sing, so it's background music and it doesn't overwhelm you.
So the hell, do you want me to start off with the just some basic facts first?
Sure thing.
Take us away.
So the Hellhound is a supernatural dog. It's usually depicted as with mangled black hair, glowing red eyes, has characteristics of super strength or super speed. Could be either ghostly or phantom-like, and usually is accompanied by a foul odor. European legend states if you look into a hellhound's eyes 3 times or more, you die. I don't know why you look at it once, but then if you look at it 2 more times, like, what are you doing? The first time I could see out of curiosity, but I don't know, 2 more times, I don't know. It might have fire-based abilities or appearances, like kind of what you saw in the Cryptic Creation from Janine. It's usually the guard of burial sites or graveyards or some kind of death rituals. Sometimes it's known to hunt lost souls, depending on what type of mythology you're looking at. Okay, so here comes that name again. From Welsh, the Cwnanan. So it's spelled Cwnanan. Is regarded as a benign hellhound, but encountering one still is a sign of imminent death. So I don't get how that's benign, but maybe it just doesn't attack. Who knows? And the most famous...
It won't kill you.
But it's omen, I guess, or it's power fluid, I guess. But the most famous one, and I'm the one that Justin's probably going to talk about right now, is the Cerberus.
Yeah. So everyone knows Cerberus in one capacity or another. You've seen him in Disney, flicks. You've seen him in any of the Hercules movies. Anything that deals with Greek mythology, Cerberus is bound to make an appearance. He is the companion and guardian of Hades, the lord of the underworld. He's depicted as a three-headed dog, dark in color with flaming red eyes most commonly. As a beast, as a hellhound, Cerberus himself doesn't necessarily fit the European bill. However, like I said, he's got a lot of traction. He's featured in the 12 Trials of Hercules or Heracles, depending on how you want to pronounce it. What? I saw Tom shake his head. Oh, jeez.
I don't know if you've seen the movie The Spirit, but there's a line where he walks in and he goes, "I thought it was pronounced Heracles," and that just played in my head.
Yeah,
well, that determines if it's depending on Greek or Roman, right?
The
So
Spirit's
something like
so
that. So Cerberus is not always monstrous in size. Sometimes he's quite normal in size and shape, depending on the depiction and where you're reading of him. The most interesting thing about Cerberus, most people, if you've ever read the Dresden Files, will know that Cerberus is Spot in name. It is spotted. So it's literally a dog named Spot. That's fun.
Yeah,
but that would be. Go for it.
Sorry, Punisher just did that too. They just talked about how it's named this Spot.
And,
Yeah.
and do you think that's how the name Spot came? Like, it's known as like a kind of a joke for a dog, but I think it's probably derived from that, don't you think?
I think it's just because we see a dog with spots, and some people just aren't clever enough to state more than the obvious.
Could be some sort of clever double blind. It's like, I am intelligent enough to know that it's Spot, so I'll name it Spot, but it's Cerberus, but it's Spot. Spotted.
Black dogs are bad omens, and so are black spots.
This is true. The black spot of pirate tales and folklore. To be branded by it was to be dragged down into Davy Jones's locker, or your wreck ship.
Best locker, in my opinion.
Well, similar to what we encountered with the black dog itself, dog is enough of an insult and something you would label somebody. Black dogs and hellhounds could certainly be partially in origin, at least, from just insulting other peoples. The Mediterranean is full of warring cultures. I think, Tom, you had the next example of a hellhound or hellish dog-like beast in that region.
Maybe.
What you got?
Cal's bringing it up. Are you talking about the Kavoja, the one I cannot pronounce, the Kojava, or is this one?
No, I'm talking about one that might be more of a deity in nature.
Deific. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Anubis, oh my god, I keep doing that. Anubis, sorry. And warrior. He's god of the underworld. He's responsible for seeing if someone can get into essentially the good afterlife or the void of nothing. He weighs your heart against a feather, and if it's heavier, you go to the bad place. I just think it's interesting that they fully, like, it's not that the dog is like associated with a god. He is, but he is also a dog. Also, I'm sure we'll get into werewolves eventually, but of course, I think this is also attached to the werewolf myth. I think if anyone's played World of Darkness Garu, it's interesting how they group together all the dog-headed deities and tie the werewolf mythos to them. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that the guy who guards the gates to the afterlife is Cerberus in a dude's body, except with one head. But speaking of gods, we'll throw back that picture of Hela again. That is Hela's dog, Dromir, which is associated to the Gaelic dog that Cal was butchering earlier, and that I won't attempt to butcher. But yeah, that I also think there's some association with Fenrir or Fenris, depending on. And that, of course, is a. I mean, if it's Hela's hound, it's a hellhound.
True. You mentioned Fenris. Fenris is also depicted as being a black wolf. Fenris will, in Norse mythology, Hel is the female goddess of the afterlife and the, you know, not exactly a hell-like dimension, but it's certainly an unfriendly place to end up. She isn't quite as associated as in the Celtic lore, but Fenris or Fenrir is the wolf that will eat the world. It will inevitably kill Odin in the end of days, and it will be down to Thor, his son, to strike down the wolf, which is said to grow to such a size as its teeth will be as high as mountains and its lower jaw will scrape the earth. So, I mean, that's pretty hellish. I mean, be a hell of a thing to look at.
I mean, you're just paraphrasing. It's not like you just got the exact line down or anything like that, and I'm super impressed.
Bah. Don't be.
What's the next picture? Yeah, so this is the Kajavo. Pretty much, it's like literally the devil's minions taking a dog form, and it's like from Central America, South America, mythos and legends. They also believe that the devil himself will take one of these forms. There's black and white versions of them. I think some of them are also benevolent. I can never.
Benevolent.
Benevolent.
Benevolent. I was going to say benevolent, and that's not a word.
We got your back.
This is the basis of Stephen King's Cujo.
Nice.
Kujavo. That's why I think I'm not saying it right or am saying it right. But I mean, those are some interesting. Of course, all of the Shaggy Dog and Grimm stuff that we talked about last week also fit into this category. This is kind of more of a specific, power set and stuff.
Point to note would be that in World War I, similar beasts to the one you just pointed out were seen in the trenches and in no man's land between the British Expeditionary Force and their German counterparts in Normandy and France, which kind of meshes with what I tried to mention last week with the Black Dog. They would roam the corpses and basically consume or otherwise attack people out in no man's land. Seen with glowing red eyes, and the general description of what we're talking about tonight. And they were just referred to as hellhounds. In America, I think you mentioned Middle America in this, or Central America?
Central America.
Well, I mean, the Southwest is kind of close.
Yeah.
U.S. Route 491 used to be known as Route 666. It's kind of in the travels by northern Las Vegas into Utah and kind of some of the Navajo reservation as well. Hellhounds are reportedly seen along there chasing cars, matching speed regardless of how fast you go, and attacking vehicles every so often.
Interesting. You brought up a really interesting topic that me and Kimber kind of fell upon the other day just looking around on YouTube. The reports of wartime monsters is super interesting. And how some of them are very similar and then some of them are just very different. Which I think that'd be a cool topic for the future.
Yeah, a lot in World War II too. There was a lot like that, and it's really interesting to hear about that kind of stuff.
I can see what I can turn up. That could be a fun episode of random wartime mysteries and creatures.
Sure. Is war good for? Folklore.
True. Very true.
All right. So I think we have some of some of these hellhounds.
Right. So we need to go to our next segment. known
Maybe.
as Believe It or Not, or Who Knows.
What?
How much necessary disclaimer right now too.
We found some. Yeah.
Remember, this is no affiliation to Ripley's.
No affiliation, Ripley's.
All right, so here's the first video.
Not Dynasty. So this was on like some travel show. I don't know.
There it goes.
I watch these
There it
shows.
goes.
I know what show this is from. I am displeased that I know what show this is from.
I mean, I would not be surprised that the Mountain Mystery show is one you'd be into.
No, not even. It's all comedy. But this was an episode which kind of caught my eye a little bit.
So what do you think?
What do we
You
think?
think it's a bear, or do you think it's a large wolf? Who knows?
Generated.
Could be computer generated.
Because it either looks like a weird bovine that is just looks intimidating. Because like the back, it's not shaped like a bear.
Yeah, I've worked around cows. That's not a cow. Maybe
Or an ox.
Nah.
Thinking like that big muscle, like that neck is muscular. Like I can't.
Yeah,
think
the way
of-
it moves, I can see why you're saying cow. It's kind of got that kind of hop motion to it while it's working its way down that embankment.
That's what some sort of. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's a bear. I don't think it's a dog.
Kind of looks like it walks right through that branch, unless that branch is coming at us. Like, is that on the y-axis, not the
I think that
z-axis?
means it's in front of us.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hellhounds are reported to be able to move through objects, so there is that. I'm with Tom's initial gut check on this one. I think that's computer generated.
So you guys are out on it? You don't believe it?
Yeah, we don't believe that is a hellhound.
I'm gonna
It's
say
also on national television.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm out too because I thought I would walk through it, but yeah, I guess you could phase through things, but no, maybe the branch is not the right way. But yeah, it looks computer generated. So here's our next video.
Also, well, real quick.
Yep.
That video is the evidence that the people who go to that place that's what they're shown. While they are there, they do not catch any evidence of a hellhound. So literally this documentation is from before the show is even produced. So
Still not buying it.
yeah. Of course, my favorite vertical telephone footage. So yeah, this is a girl who's like, I thought I saw a hellhound, and then she goes to the window, she looks down, and she goes, "Oh my god!" and then she runs away. It's a Rottweiler.
I was about to say that looks like a dog. You might go out and give it some treats and see where it came from.
I mean, her house is pretty well like decorated though. She got like red lights and stuff everywhere, and it's pretty interesting her house. But
she's setting the atmosphere. I mean, I believe that's a dog. The dog is real.
That's definitely real, but it's a dog. Not a hellhound as a dog, but it's just a dog.
Just a hound dog.
Yes.
It ain't nothing but.
Yeah, and
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, did you see what I did there? I made a pun.
We heard it.
I have to point them out. I'm not good at them.
I see it.
So yeah, we're out. Well, we believe it's real footage, but it's probably a dog. That's how we're going with this. I think.
I believe she's presenting it falsely.
Looks like it has white feet too.
Yeah.
She's scamming.
Right.
How come she doesn't show her face? What she got to hide?
Maybe she's like us. She doesn't want to give out the truth.
My face is right here.
I should go find my balaclava.
This is clearly just a dog with its eyes. Like if it was red, and even so, I know some of the dog's eyes reflect red. I don't know. I just think it's a dog.
It's a spooky dog. I mean, it's acting strange in that it's sitting there and looking at you. But I mean,
well, to give the audience an idea of the audio during this, it's silent, and then just before the video ends, it goes. Roo, 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 roo.
Really well-trained dog, to be honest. If you heard
Yeah.
dogs, she taught it to do that.
Oh yeah, that could be true. The voice from the ether named Kimber just said it could be just a trained dog being told to sit and then speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen dogs take themselves for walks. I mean, use crosswalks, wait for traffic, and everything. So, a strange dog in a random urban setting doesn't convince me of hellhound.
I do believe it's a real video, but I think it's just a dog again.
So that's 3 strikes.
Though the first one is the best because even for the CGI, at least they made an effort of having a large dog that was like not like most other dogs.
I would believe a real dog being a hell dog over a hellhound over a CGI monster being a hellhound any day.
A hell doggo.
Like I feel like I could be wrong about this one. Like this could be the last footage that this person ever like filmed, but I don't know. Not based on the video. And if they take like qualities, you might not be able to photograph them.
That's true.
There were other videos that I saw when I looked it up where they didn't show a dog, you just heard like a deathly howl, and that's all you heard. And they said, "Oh, it's a hellhound. That's the howl of a hellhound."
Well, that was common in my reading as well. It's as a portent of death that kind of matches a lot of the black dog myth, and that to hear it or to see it or to be visited by it would potentially, preempt or cause your own or someone close to you's demise. So creepy sounds, creepy dogs, especially unidentifiable noises at night, are always something to be wary of, and will always kind of get anyone's hairs up. I don't know if you could identify one specifically as being a hellhound.
No, unless there's like heavy metal,
like significant riffs underneath it and some nice drums and some pyrotechnics.
Yeah, especially pyrotechnics.
We do see a lot of those depictions in pop culture, so which could bring us to our next segment, which is featured creatures.
Featured creatures. Where'd you get those creatures? Featured creatures. Where'd you get those eyes?
iTunes. I'm telling you. You just need to put them up on iTunes. Like
I just
99 cents a pop.
I just want all of Tom's Animal Crossing dialogue on.
I'm just gonna start putting it onto other games.
The first thing we got is from Tom Zambino at Road Raider 3. He said he loves using his barely counts answers, but in World War II, the Germans referred to the U.S. Marines as Hellhounds or Hellhounds. So, army terms back in World War II.
I like that. But it was prefaced by a World War I encounter with the army and the Marines in Belleau Wood, where the Germans named them Teufelshunden, devil dogs, which is where they still maintain that name.
Is that where the snack comes from?
I don't actually know. I do know that's why Marines still call each other devil dog.
Oh,
that's cool.
Speaking of devil dogs, Justin, can go on to the next one.
Oh, I was prepared. Take
Tom,
this one from me.
Tom, do you know it?
Yeah, that's Hound Doom. Eric sent us his very impressive 2010 CP Hound Doom from Pokemon Go. He is the Odd Shape channel Pokemon correspondent. But I wanted to get this cool picture up on here. So yeah, he's definitely got the attributes of a Hellhound. He is a dark and a fire type. I mean, I feel like Growlithe is also a fire dog, but this one definitely looks more menacing. Especially depicted like this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when it comes to Pokemon, Eric is the master.
Yeah, the very best.
All right, so Justin, this one.
Okay. All right. So Eric says the movie Lost Boys. Max has one named Thorn. Was that really a Hellhound, though?
Now, he wasn't a Hellhound, but I think Max called him a Hellhound. Or I haven't seen Lost Boys.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Cal has also become possessed and has turned into a robot, so just bear with us.
Oh, is my dialogue off?
This is Gremlins. It's just gremlins.
Justin's Comcast is somehow affecting you.
I could believe it.
Billy brings up a really fun one. Supernatural. They did Hellhounds a bunch of times, and they are invisible in the series. There's only certain ways to see them. I think that is a glasses blessed with holy fire. Is how you Kimber's not.
I'm gonna make a revelation. I didn't actually watch Supernatural until the rest of my family decided we had to binge watch it.
Oh, that's what me and Kimber bonded over when we first started talking. Hellhounds. How do they see them? Is it holy fire or what's the stuff on the glasses?
They're invisible, and then they had special glasses. I don't remember specifically.
They're just special glasses.
Something about the weird angel poking swords could take them out, and not much else, right?
That's later, but
yeah.
I mean, also nail bombs can take out hellhounds if you try hard enough.
You can hurt them, but you just can't see them. So you have to be able to hurt them without seeing them. You know.
Kind of like an iron will defeat Fae type of thing. Just iron nails. And again, a nail bomb will take out a lot of things.
Yeah.
Buffy.
Yeah, Cal picked this one.
Buffy.
It's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Can you hear me clearly? I don't know, but
you still a robot like.
Okay. After this, I'll go out while Billy's calling in. But this is from Buffy, one of my favorite shows, and they attack the prom. So,
which is the worst.
Yeah.
What's even worse is they're wearing exactly what I wore to my prom. So if they showed up,
very Teen Wolf.
Oh.
This is one of mine, of course. Anyone who's seen Thor Ragnarok, or at least the trailer, has seen the Hulk fight Fenris, who, I mean, I think those jaws, those teeth might be as big as a small mountain.
I mean, he's not quite there yet. Ragnarok hasn't come. I guess in the movie it has, but, you know.
This is also a comic book. Here, Drumir is definitely replaced with Fenrir.
Nice.
This is another
Hellboy.
So Samael, right?
These are Guillermo del Toro Hellhounds, if you couldn't tell.
These, I believe, he referred to as Tyndalos hounds as well. If not, he made an homage to H.P. Lovecraft. So the Hounds of Tyndalos were also hellhounds of a variety. However, because Lovecraft could never do anything in a conventional sense, they're obviously more tentacly, and they come out of strange angles and architecture. To see one was to be hunted down through time and space, if you could somehow manage to get through.
And the last one is from Harry Potter, Fluffy. Yeah, I had Buffy and Fluffy.
Buffy, from Buffy to Fluffy, here on enCRYPTID. 8 p.m.
Can only be put to sleep by music, and it guarded the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you're watching the movie. Had a trapdoor underneath it. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, cute pup.
So I think Billy's going to call in. While Billy calls in, I'm going to refresh my feed.
Okay. Get Billy in here.
I suppose I should actually stop into the chat. I'm limited in my tech until next week. Oh.
Billy. I'm assuming Joe from Geek to My Nerd, or it could be Ashley, says Rise of the Rune Lords has hounds of Tyndalos. Tyndalos. We're being held in a round room with no hard edges. Neat a way to keep them somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, neat way to keep them somewhere. That's cool.
I think it's like 120 degrees or more, and they can teleport right through.
Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Sometimes the link doesn't work for Billy, so if Billy's watching and he wants to throw his email in the oh, there he is. Why can you join here but not?
It worked.
It's my link. My link.
Billy has sometimes powers.
I don't know.
What demon did you kiss on what crossroads?
I don't know, but she was hot.
It was probably Crowley. Let's admit it.
I guess.
Crowley.
Whatever.
Get it done. Anyway, I figured a supernatural intro would be good for you, but
Yep.
what? Get
Shit.
done. Yeah.
I like what you did there.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Had a long day today. I'm very tired, but I couldn't miss my enCRYPTID.
Woo.
Well, we're grateful for you being here.
Yep.
You're a stalwart to this society.
Yep. Basically, I just found a bunch of different examples from folklore, and yeah, again, a lot of folklore in the UK. I'm finding a lot, especially like in England. Like just finding a bunch of names for the Hellhound, like the Barghest, the Bearer of Death, the Black Shuck, and the Catalan myth. Dip is an evil black hairy dog who's also an emissary of the devil who sucks people's blood, so that's very vampiric, whatever. There's a lot of really cool ones like the Church Grim. It's from Scandinavian folklore. It's said to be the attendant spirits of churches overseeing the welfare of their particular church. And I thought of another example of hellhounds in media.
Sure.
Would the dogs from The Omen technically count? I mean, I know they're
Yes.
like Rottweilers, but we're going with the whole devil thing. Then they're hellhounds.
They are given credit as hellhounds in a lot of different things I have read because they are being controlled by the devil.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're Rottweilers, but you know,
Which, I mean,
Yeah.
that second video, maybe there's some credence to that. Maybe
Yeah.
that girl did see some.
those dogs are very scary as well. I can tell you from experience, Rottweilers are terrifying.
Oh, I used to have one. It wasn't that bad.
They're teddy bears.
He had a thing about, barking a lot and then running from people.
Oh, wow.
So, since you gave the supernatural example, Billy, is that your favorite depiction of a hellhound in pop culture?
Yeah, I like it because you don't see them, and that makes it very unpredictable. And it's also not something that's usually common with this particular myth. Like, you can't see the hellhounds.
Well, they have ghost-like attributes, so
I mean, yeah, but we've never seen them interpreted like that in media, as far as I can tell. I liked the Thor Ragnarok pull of Fenris because, yeah, that is a big hellhound. Or wolf,
Billy,
or whatever.
did you watch the show Teen Wolf or no?
No.
Well, anyway, there's a hellhound in that.
Stop.
I forgot to mention that there's a hellhound in Teen Wolf as well.
Sure.
is it the Teen Wolf?
No,
It's not the Michael J. Fox Teen Wolf. Trust me. I wish it was, because that'd be awesome.
He has a cameo. He's the new principal.
If that's the case, I'll watch the pilot, but if not, then
I made
No.
that up.
I know. No. This is a fun myth to just look up and find all its different names. Not too many fun facts as well. Sometimes it's hard on very short notice. But yeah, this was a fun one.
I know you wanted werewolves. I know that was one of the things you suggested in the poll, and it's on the wheel of weird. So I just got to get a spin and get it. But I know that's something you wanted. But this is pretty close to it, in a sense.
It is. And werewolves are probably my favorite myth. So when we get there eventually, it's going to be very fun because there's a lot of awesome werewolf tales.
By then, Billy's gonna be more hairy and everything.
I wish.
Perfect.
I'll have a full
It's gonna look
grown.
like Justin. It's gonna be Justin on Billy's bed.
I would have Justin's beard. Those beard powers.
No, there can only be one. Guys, stop. Don't want a quickening in here.
I don't know. It'll
I
just
mentioned that
develop a mind of
movie.
its own.
Uh,
What's wrong with Highlander?
Highlander 2.
Highlander was a good movie.
No,
Highlander
not
2 was
first
fine.
Highlander. Highlander 2 is an abomination.
No.
Highlander-
Highlander 2 was just fine. It was perfect in its own way. With its weird flying gremlin skateboard, whatever the hell. Yeah.
There's only one Highlander film, and that's the first one.
I like the TV show. Kimber makes fun of me.
That has an awesome intro.
I'm almost inclined to make fun of you too. I mean, I couldn't watch more than an episode or two of that.
It has an awesome intro.
You at least watch the opening intro.
It's pretty epic.
Come on. It's usually what got me to stay. Anyway, this is the Highlander episode of enCRYPTID.
Yeah, we went from Hellhounds to Highlander all of a sudden.
About the same amount of letters and stuff. We just mix them around a little bit.
I mean, doesn't Kurgan translate to Hellhound?
I don't
I'm
even
making
know
that
what
up too. I'm a liar.
Kurgan would be for a language. No, I'm not going there.
Curious.
Consult Master Google.
Yeah.
Google.
No, but I never actually thought that Cerberus was a Hellhound until it was mentioned here. So that's blown my mind.
Well, I mean, it's a hound. It lives in the Greek version of hell, and it protects things.
Yeah.
It's got 3 heads.
It means burial mound.
Oh well, there goes that.
That's pretty badass.
Hound
means
rhymes
burial.
with mound.
Well, if you say it kind of like Sean Connery, it might come out sounding like Hellhound. Like it's a burial mound, Hellhound.
Yeah, sounds the same. Close enough.
Oh well. But
The more you know.
So Billy, where can we find you? What have you been doing?
you can find me on Twitter at bbusterbill. I am starting a podcast next year, early next year. I'm hoping. Just working out all the little details, and it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. But it's going to be a podcast about people's convention experiences, because there's a lot of people I know that have a lot of stories to tell. Not all of them are good, but
You're
they're
gonna have to
all.
have one just about Philly, us in Philly.
I'm sure you guys got some awesome stories there.
I have a name for you.
What?
Billy.
Convention intervention.
You know what? I'm going to consider that, because the working title I had was an inconvenient podcast, but you know what? I like that too. It has to be a pun.
I like the Inconvenient podcast too. They're both good, so
Yeah.
You
can't
just
go
call
wrong.
it like
Definitely
an inconvenient
definitely
podcast.
put that one in my
Colon.
note.
convention intervention. Yeah, all of that. Put it all together.
Yeah.
Or My Love of the Bob.
Convention intervention. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm saving that in the memory for later.
Medulla oblongata.
God,
I think you mean hippocampus there, but yes,
Don't you mention the hippocampus.
that's where the memory is. Just saying.
I just watched The Waterboy.
No, medulla oblongata is for emotions and stuff like that, not memory.
Yeah, I know, but it
Going
was
to start
like
hurting my
crocodile smile.
prefrontal cortex.
yeah, it's an actual part of the brain. I know, but I just think of that scene in Waterboy where he just tackles the teacher because he was arguing about the medulla oblongata, and the teacher looks like Colonel Sanders from KFC. But no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to let you
Like
go.
the season finale next week. So
I will be there.
Geek to
Adios.
the Nerd. Ashley and Joe say that they should call it Convention Confidential.
That's a good one.
Con, yeah.
But then
You
it
have to-
might
Oh,
get...
Billy's not there to hear the answer.
An inconvenient podcast,
Yeah.
convention intervention /
Convention.
convention confidential. You need to like that Victorian Edwardian style whole front of book title.
Confidential convention hypothesis. Wait, no, that's wrong. Parentheses. parentheses. I messed it up because I screwed up the whole thing. Is anyone else calling in?
No, I think that's it.
I'm gonna give you
All
a
right,
2
well,
count.
thank
You can
you
try
for
it again. Ready? 1, 2. You're on. Go.
Confidential convention. Did I mention convention intervention?
Inconvenient.
Yeah,
Podcast.
Inconvenient Truth. The podcast.
An
The
inconvenient
movie.
podcast.
Hypothetical conversations on convention mayhem.
The unconventional truth.
Um,
Or we're just coming up with all these. All right, so
pros and cons.
pros and
Pros at cons. Pros at cons. That's how you brainstorm, everyone.
Yeah. You just spitball until something sticks.
$5, Billy.
No. Not $5. It's 5% of future proceeds going forward indefinitely.
Before
call
I
it
get
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
You should have no problem with that.
Go see a Star Wars.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right. Star Wars.
We do our plugs now. Oh, well, before we do our plugs, so next week we'll be at a different time. It'll be the season finale, and it's going to be the holiday special. And a lot of you guessed it last week. It's going to be Krampus. So we're doing it next Tuesday, December 19th, and we know that's someone's birthday, so hopefully they're there for that, so we can wish them in person or on the chat a happy birthday. So December 19th, Tuesday, same time, I think, 8 p.m. Eastern, will be the season finale of enCRYPTID, the holiday special, and it's going to be Krampus.
Krampus.
Yeah, and the day before that is the odd-shaped panel holiday special, where we'll be discussing a variety of holiday-themed questions. With it, if you're not familiar with the show, it is a call-in show. Runs for 3 hours, so we try to get everybody in there. Usually we have good turnouts on the holiday events, and if you're busy, you gotta be with your family, or you just gotta work or whatever, it's fine. Check it out next year, or you know what? Check it out this year for last year to make up for it. Where can we find you, Justin?
You can find me on Twitter at JThuluPhoto, where I am going to persist in not knowing what I'm doing. I haven't been on there as much recently. I've been very busy. Got a new show coming up. I know I said initially it would be dropping today. It did not. It will probably drop sometime towards the end of the month, maybe towards Christmas. That'll be called Creature Pasta. Similar to this, but more in the gaming or obviously creepypasta sense. That'll be over at Digital and Dice. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. And here. You can find me here. This is cool.
So for me, I'm the Jersey Devil Cal. You can find me at Virgin Deja Vu on Twitter. You can subscribe to the Kingslayer Network on YouTube. Also, we have, so next week I said we have enCRYPTID on Tuesday, the season finale, the holiday special Krampus. Today I did an interview with Kim Hanley for the Gamers Chair, so check that out. Next Monday, right before Achi panel, we have the year-end episode of Aftermath, where we're talking about Clash of Champions 2017, so check that out. And I'll have one more Gamers Chair before the end of the year, probably next Wednesday coming up. And I think that's it. And you can just check me out on the Kingslayer Network. I'll be streaming games such as Skyrim, Destiny 2, and South Park over the holiday break. So check that out.
Definitely check all of that great stuff out. I think Joe or Ashley from Geek to My Nerd was suggesting that small segments of Creature Pasta could be called Critter O's. You saw it. Critter O's.
I did. And yes, that'll be thought of. There's thinking happening.
Uh-oh. Critter O's.
Uh-oh, Critter O's.
Well, with that, I think it's time to possibly end transmission. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's say it together so it's official. End transmission. Okay, I'll just say it.
We didn't have a countdown, so I didn't know what to do with it. I'm so nervous.
We got no
Ending.
cue.